What's up guys, this is Theo from Fino Concepts, and today we are going to be continuing what we did the last time, which was creating a cartoon out of this image. But the difference is we will not be using the line tool, we will be using the pen tool and the brush tool. So let's get into it. First of all, I'll create a new layer because I don't want it to be affecting this image. Always create a new layer, then you work your cartoon on it. The brush, I do not want this. I'll set it to this one. This one deals with pressure sensitivity, so I'll set it to that one. The size is too big. I'll probably change it to, I'm using the bracket keyboard on my keyboard, so you notice that the size will be changing right here. So I'll set it to about 10 pixel. Okay, now that is much better. So I'll bring up my pen tool, then I'll click and drag over the outlines of the image. So click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. Now hold down Alt, and now click this back, click and drag, click and drag. Let me zoom in. So let's fast forward this video. Okay, so once you are done with this portion, with the pen tool selected, we will right click, then go to stroke path. Now at stroke path, if we select brush here and hit OK, we are getting this line all over this portion. So let me delete path for you to see what I'm talking about. We have the line over this portion. Now what we can do is undo. We can also stroke path, but this time around we are going to simulate pressure. If we hit on OK, you notice that this is creating this sort of line effect over. So you could use any of them, but with this particular setting, simulating pressure, you have to draw over certain parts again. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just P on the keyboard to bring up my pen tool. I'm just going to ignore that setting and hit OK. So we delete the parts. We have this line over here. Now we are going to do that for this side as well. So pen tool, click and drag over the towel on the head. Bring this one back up. I'm sorry I'm not doing a perfect job, but I have to make sure you click on the outlines. You could always zoom in so that you get a perfect click. So once you get to the end, you right click, stroke path, with your brush selected, you hit OK. We have, so I'll right click and delete the part. We have this portion also selected. So essentially what we are going to do is do the same thing for the inner portion. So I'll bring up my brush tool, and I'll reduce the size to about 5 pixel. Then with my pen tool again, I'm going to click and drag over these portions. So notice from our previous episode, I told you not to click to the last portion. So we have it right here. I'll delete the part. We have it right here. The eyes, Now make sure yours looks better than mine. If I was working for a client right here, I'll make this way better. So I'll delete this part too. Click. Oops, undo. So stroke path, delete. Oh, this thing didn't end. Click, stroke path, brush selected, hit OK. So delete path, zoom out to the nose, here and here, stroke path, hit OK, delete path. Now you don't always have to delete the part. You could just, after you hit OK here, you could just press enter on your keyboard, then the part is going to be deleted. So enter this portion, stroke part, enter. Okay, now we do the same for the lips. Let's highlight this part, stroke part, enter, then this part as well. Then at this portion, I'm going to reduce the brush size. Notice that we keep changing the brush size because we are stroking the part with the brush tool, not the pencil tool, not the line tool, not anything but the brush tool. So we keep adjusting the size of the brush. So stroke part with the brush tool, hit enter. So we are done with the face. Now you come to the body. I'm trying to do this as fast as I can. I'm going to increase the brush size to 5 again, so 5 pixel for this portion right here. Bring back my pen tool. So stroke path, this thing is tedious. Or better still, could just do a freehand sketch if you are really good at that. Just do some rough sketch right here. I really want to finish early. But this thing isn't going to be as smooth as using the pen tool, so let's just stop and use the pen tool throughout. We are almost done. Then stroke path. So this, we create a new layer on top, then we set the color to white hit OK, bring our paint bucket to, then we color over that portion, and this is what we have. Ooh. So we'll click on our drawing layer again, then select this part. I'm going to set my color back to black, else it's going to give us a white stroke. Hit OK. Okay, now for the eyebrows, I'll be drawing them out myself, so I think this is much better. Now we'll create a new layer on top of this white one, and we are going to call it coloring. I'll zoom in. Since our background is white, I'm going to leave the headband white. So I'll be brushing over this portion. I'll select this brush, then use that one to brush over. Not even getting the effect I wanted, so I'll increase the brush size. No, that's not what I want. You know what, let's just use the normal brush we're using. Size reduced to about 10 pixel. So just brush over this portion. Then the eyebrows, I'm going to use a hard brush. Move over here. Okay, so I think we are done. The eyes, brush, increase the size to 45. Click on these two. No, bring it down a bit. Okay, so just as before, we are going to merge this whole thing. Then we use our magic wand to delete this part and delete this part. They are the background. Then with our color over here, I'll use the paint bucket tool. Then we color over this portion and that portion as well. So for the lips, I could just select a red color. I'm creating a new layer for the lips. With my brush tool, I'm going to use the soft brush. Set it to 30 pixel. I'm going to brush over this portion, and I'm going to reduce the opacity to 50 and brush over the top portion too. Now you have to make sure it's perfect. You could use the eraser to clean up the portions you do not want to show. But since this is just a tutorial, I'm not going to be doing that. Then I'll change this to color dodge. Okay, so if we bring up our image, no, let me set it to normal and reduce the opacity rather to about 50. So we reduce the opacity of the main drawing to about 80, and we have the image. merging with it. So this is how you create a cartoon effect using our pen tool and the brush tool. So I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.